but you wanted to see bind. So let's take a look at a variable. We have a variable called hero.name, I believe. Let's make sure that that's there. Name equals hero name. We flip back over. We'll select R5D4, and there it is. So you might be wondering, well, why didn't you just do on this bind up here? Why didn't I just do hero name? Why did I need this weird bind thing? Let's remove the bind and see what happens. Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's still there, Christopher. What's the problem? I mean, it's still working is kind of my point here, right? So let's show this side by side. Oops. Let's show the bind and without the bind. The first one is the way you're supposed to do it. The second one is not. And the reason here is very subtle, but it's important. How does an input differ from a div or an H2 or a span?
The ability to modify it.
Exactly. The ability to modify. So by using line 15, we will be able to put the hero name in there, but Svelte will not be listening for any changes I make to the hero name at that point. So therefore, if I change the hero's name from Luke to Leia, it's not going to listen. So the bind is there because that will let it listen as well as show the data. In Angular, they call this like an NG model, for example.
And so it gives you a two-way binding then, that if I modify the value, it will then go back into wherever it sits, wherever that variable sits.
Yes, and if we try to emulate this, we can do this real quick. We'll change Baru to Joe. You can see Joe's down here.
Right.
If I change this here, that's the birth year. Let's change this. Refresh again. Let's go back to Baru, and we'll change Baru to Sally. And you'll notice Baru and Sally it looks like it's all out of whack at this point.
Right. Because of that lack of the bind. Okay.
Yes. Sorry for the long explanation, but I like to show it instead of just talk about it. So